Now, for more on the jobs report, let's head back to Washington to get the Obama administration's view on the report. Peter Cook is standing by at the White House for a first on Bloomberg interview with Austan Goolsbee, White House senior economic advisor. Peter.
Thanks very much, Lori. I am here with Austan Goolsbee at the White House. Austan, good to see you. Thank you, as always, for the time. 9.7% unemployment in the month of August. It's a scary figure, as you know. Does it convince you all here at the White House that there's no doubt we're going to 10%?
Yeah, look, I don't think that's a secret. The president's been saying that for some time, and the private sector forecasters have been saying that. I think the heartening piece of news to come out of this, if you can put it that way, is that this was the smallest job loss in a year, and it was well smaller than what the market was projecting it was going to be. So we're clearly going in the right direction, but you know we got a fair amount of work to do. Has
your view here at the White House in terms of the economists giving advice to the president changed in any way as to when the peak will hit, when we might start seeing actual job growth? The actual fourth quarter?
As you know, Peter, I try to stay out of the forecasting business. I have no reason to I have no reason to dispute the guys who do that for a living, and they're saying, you know, the economy would turn around by the third quarter, fourth quarter of this year. And as you know, you usually got to turn the GDP and the economy around before you start seeing job growth. But I think it's pretty notable that in the months leading up to the passage of the stimulus program, literally job growth got worse and worse and worse every single month. And since that time, with only one exception, it has improved every month. When the president took office, we were losing 740,000 jobs per month. And we've now gotten that down to 216. And, you know, hopefully very soon we'll get that into the positive.
What's the risk of a W-shaped recovery here? Another leg down with the economy. We had Joseph Stiglitz raising that concern yesterday. Not everyone's convinced this is in a recovery that's in an uphill glide.
Well, as I say, it's not a guarantee. It's certainly, if you see the Republicans in Congress arguing we ought to cancel the stimulus and we ought to tighten the belt, that strikes me as a terrible idea when you're in a fragile state like this. Our goal is to avoid turning back down into more recession. This was the deepest recession since 1929. And we now see, if you look at the data, how close we were to going into the Great Depression again. And it's a testament to the president and to the Fed that we avoided that. We're clearly going in the right direction with job growth being the smallest loss of jobs since Lehman collapsed a year ago. But we got a lot more work to do.
I know you all been asked about the prospect for a second stimulus, and in general, you basically said, let's let this first one work. What about the prospect, though, for a targeted second stimulus aimed specifically at states and those people facing, for example, the expiration of unemployment benefits?
Well, look, the president in the stimulus extended unemployment benefits for exactly the reason that he was concerned about people who had lost their jobs. They extended the COBRA program so that people who lost their jobs would not also lose their health insurance. They cut taxes for 95% of workers. We still have the majority of the stimulus to come. It was designed to be laid out over time, not all just dumped into the economy in a 1-month period. And I think that's how it should be. So we should get all of that in before we're talking about more.
Really quickly, the president's going to talk health care, joint session of Congress on Wednesday. Is he going to walk away from the public option on Wednesday?
Well, look, I'm not going to reveal what the president's details are going to be. The idea that he conceived of when talking about the public option, that we got to have something that keeps the insurance companies in check and forced to compete, that still remains totally alive, and we'll see how things work out.
Austan Goolsbee is an advisor to the president. Thanks very much.
Great to see you.
Appreciate it. Lori, we'll send it back to you in New York.
Thank you, Peter.